I was wondering if you could compare physics with finance. How do they compare and contrast with each other? Because they're both can be difficult for us to understand.
David, I'm going to suggest you take that since you have a PhD.
I would say, it's as if it's like physics. Economics is like physics, except if you went outside and one day gravity was like half as strong or had been put in reverse or something. There are kind of general rules that apply in economics, but I think they change all the time. When I was studying physics in this very city, and I remember many dinners.
Where was it? What school was it?
Harvard, and I remember several nights with faculty types making fun of economists, and I think the truth is they were scared of economics because it involved a big uncertainty, which was people, and it was just a very, very hard subject.
But you've told me you find economics harder than physics.
I find because there's less certainty. There's less certainty. There are a lot of moving pieces. I don't know. I spent 10 years doing physics, so maybe after 10 years of economics, I'll say something different.
Yeah. I was wondering if you could compare and contrast covering Iraq with Wall Street.
I mean, I think it's also similar. Actually, they're more similar maybe than physics, because what you realize in both places is there are some broad principles. There are either economic principles and political principles, but at the end of the day, it's what I think my professors call a contingent world. In other words, it doesn't follow. It doesn't. There's no abstraction. There's no theory that gets you all the way there. It's just very specific. This tribe hates that tribe. And, when you go to Iraq, the first thing is like, oh, there's Sunnis and Shias and Kurds and they don't like each other. But then you start learning like, oh, wait a second. Some tribes are Sunni and Shia. Some Shia prefer some Sunnis to other Shia. Some Kurds are really allied with Shia and other Kurds hate Shia. And it just becomes so specific. There's no general principle. You're never done learning. You can't just rest. And they change. Like you're like, okay, I finally figured it out. The Dulami tribe is really into this Kurdish family, but they hate this Shia tribe. And then you find out that now they've flipped and they like this one and hate that one. And I find Wall Street is very similar. I mean, it feels when you first enter it like, oh, this is a world of principles and abstractions. And, you hear about interest rates and Fed policy, but it really is tribes and cultures. It's, and it's individuals with really strong and strange personalities. And it's products, financial products that aren't necessary. They just are the result of specific people solving specific problems and making compromises. And so it's a little frustrating because there's no general theory. There's no place where you can just say, okay, now I get it. I get the framework, because it'll change tomorrow.